Hello and welcome everyone to our session this afternoon about the regional advantage of studying in the Australian cities of Adelaide and Perth. We're joined by elite panelists today. We have our very experienced 𝐬𝐸AC registered counselor, Ms. Saru Jindal, who is one of our most senior experts at Aussizz Group Melbourne, based at the Elizabeth Street branch. She has over 7 years of specialist experience in the international education sector, and through her skills and specialist knowledge, she has helped countless international students in achieving their study goals in Australia. So thank you so much, Saru, for joining our panel. We also have Ms. Isabelle Kok, who's based in Aussizz Group Perth at the Northbridge office. And even during the height of the pandemic, she's managed the education team, and she has more than 6 years of experience as an education advisor, professionally assisting many international students to come into Australia and pursue desired degrees and achieve all their professional goals. Welcome, Isabel, as well. And alongside our education experts, we're joined by Mr. Lynn Tolhurst from Torrens University, who's the Senior Business Development Manager in the subcontinent of Middle East. And we have Ms. Arabella Zhao, who's the Regional Manager at the prestigious University of Murdoch. So welcome to all of you, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Riddhi. So I'll start off first with the presentation on South Australia and the capital city of Adelaide. I'll start sharing my screen. Please put in the comment section just in case somebody is not able to see the screen. So the regional advantage of studying in Australian city, Adelaide. I would say, so today we are discussing all about studying in regional areas of Australia. And in this particular session, we'll be talking about two particular cities, which is Adelaide and Perth. Adelaide, I would say, is by far the most popular regional city where students are interested to study in. So we'll talk about why that is so, what sort of courses are available, what sort of providers do we have in South Australia at both higher education level as well as at vocational level, and what sort of career opportunities, what sort of industries are there in South Australia, what sort of jobs you can look at while you are moving to or you're making that decision to study in Adelaide. So before I go further, I would just like to announce here that we do have a bumper contest running, actually two of the contests running. One is the bumper contest, for which if you actually share our session insight with us in a comment and the story and tag Aussizz Group and using hashtags Aussizz at Summit, Education Summit 2022 and hashtag Aussizz Group, you have a chance to win up to $500. So the first winner gets $500 AUD, second winner gets 300, and the third winner gets 250. The links for the same Riddhi would be sharing in the chat box. So please do click on that link and do participate in the bumper contest. We do have another giveaway alert for the students who really participate well, who ask a lot of questions and who actually have a genuine feedback for us and are interactive in today's session. So you do get free PT, IELTS, and CCL online coaching, a 485 visa consultation, a one-time PR consultation, and also up to 50% scholarships, if you take your admissions through us. So please do participate because we want these sessions to be really deep and really interactive. And we really want a genuine feedback from you guys. Thank you. So South Australia, and Adelaide, which is the capital city of South Australia, it offers students the best of both worlds. It's a city with diverse communities, beautiful landscapes, thriving local industries, bustling businesses, affordable living, and a healthy economy. It's basically an exciting and relaxed city that celebrates diversity, opportunity, and education. As I think this basically sums up what is available in Adelaide. Obviously, it's really beautiful. Um, One of the most amazing winery tours in Adelaide, the Hunter Valley, one of the famous winery tours are available there. Obviously, the city, if you look at it, is I'm not as vast as Melbourne or Sydney, but then a relatively smaller city, but it has all the facilities that you can think of. I mean, the transport facility is the best. The landscape is really, really beautiful. And one of the best education providers. I mean, the universities, the higher education providers, the vocational providers, the kind of course offerings is really diverse and really rich. So we'll be talking about all of that in detail today. So first, to start off, let's talk about South Australia in brief. If you talk about the population, I mean, if in the demographics, it's 1.7 million population, out of which 1.3 million resides in Adelaide itself. 38,000 international students there, guys. And this number is increasing day by day. I won't even say month by month, but day by day, this number is increasing in Adelaide because a lot of students are making that move to Adelaide, not only from within Australia, but even from outside Australia. When they are applying, they are choosing Adelaide as the campus for even, when you're applying to universities. And 266,000 domestic students. So that's a really good number as well. High quality education providers, whether you talk about schools, you talk about vocational education, higher education universities, or even English language centers, English language institutes. So really high quality education available there, because a vast number of providers are available, and a lot of more are opening up their campuses in Adelaide very soon. Also, who can not miss this, the additional year of post-study work rights for graduates with a higher education qualification who remain in South Australia. So the additional advantage that you have an extra year of post-study work rights if you study in Adelaide, which is one of the original areas, of course. Industry exposure. So at the end of today's presentation, I'll be talking about the major industries which are popular in South Australia, and a lot of industry exposure there because a lot of industries are developing there, and many good projects are being placed in Adelaide. And the universities in Adelaide, of course, they are ranked in top 2% of the world. And high quality programs, guys, are available in all those universities. So we'll be talking about all those education providers in detail. First and foremost, the basic question: what is regional South Australia? And the answer is all of South Australia. Wherever you live in South Australia, it is considered as a designated regional area. Yes, even the city of Adelaide. If you stay there, you won't believe that, yes, you are living in a regional area. According to the new definition, which is given by the government in Australia, anything apart from Melbourne, Sydney, and Brisbane is considered regional. So Adelaide, yes, it is regional if you are studying. But then again, certain postcodes in South Australia would be considered a category 2, and certain postcodes may be a category 3. So those of you who may have missed our earlier sessions, I'll just brief you a little bit again on a category 2 and a category 3. So category 2 is cities and major regional centers, whereas category 3 is the proper regional centers. And how do you find out where you are staying, where you are studying, whether it's a category 2 or a category 3? There is a list of postcodes which is available on the Doha's website. You can always go there. You can check the postcode of the location of your campus. So that postcode will determine whether it is a category 2 or a category 3. And obviously, depending on the area where you're studying, whether it's a category 2 or a category 3, there is a difference in the regional incentives. For a category 2, you get an extra 1 year of post-study work rights, whereas for a category 3, you get an extra 2 years of post-study work rights. There are more incentives attached to category 2 and category 3. You can always look at Doha's website or talk to one of the RMAs who can explain to you these things in detail. But yes, within South Australia, certain postcodes are 2 and certain postcodes are a category 3. Now talking about the higher education providers in South Australia. First and foremost, the public universities of University of South Australia, the University of Adelaide, Flinders University, and then there's Federation University's campus, the study center, which is IIPIT, and the private university, Torrens University, which is one of the most popular universities these days amongst international students, and the higher education providers like Kaplan Business School and Likert Blue. Now, when you talk about the course availability, there are wide range of courses available with all these universities. And I would say the most popular one these days is in Adelaide is, of course, the Bachelor's of Nursing, which is available in University of South Australia, University of Adelaide, Flinders University, and Torrens University. But let me tell you, for Torrens University, they do not have any available seats for the Bachelor's of Nursing Adelaide campus. But please keep a lookout. You never know, some seat may be available. So just be in touch with our consultants to, your education consultants to see if one or the other seat may become available. But right now, they have reached their quota for Bachelors of Nursing, so no seats are available. And the February intake, even with the other universities like South Australia, Adelaide or Flinders University, no seat is available for them. So the next intakes that you're looking at is July or the February next year. But then apart from that, there are other courses. The Masters of IT is quite popular. The MBA is quite popular. And then Kaplan Business School, they have their 2 years MBA, which is a 12-unit course, really, really popular with 6 specializations. A 12-unit course, which is accredited for 2 years. So you'll be only studying 2 units per trimester, and really good scholarships available for them. Actually, if you're working in healthcare industry, Kaplan has 50% scholarship for you for their MBA in health service management. So that's a really good one. And Likert Blue, I mean, the name says in itself, this institute is known for its hospitality courses. So they do have commercial cookery, the vocational courses, as well as the higher education hotel management courses. Now, this is about the higher education providers. Now coming to vocational education in South Australia, obviously the topmost is TAFE South Australia, which has plenty of course offerings. They have courses in design, courses in IT, they have diploma of nursing, healthcare courses, diploma of community services, which is very popular with them as well, a certificate 3 in engineering fabrication, which is again one of their popular courses. They do have the associate degrees in engineering, and they are known for that. And guys, let me tell you, TAFE SA offers, for one of their campuses in hospitality, they offers 100% scholarship. So they do have very limited seats. So always check out for that, and always consult with one of the consultants or with the TAFE SA to know the updated scholarship information. Next is Southern Cross Education Institute. They do have a diploma of nursing and other courses in community services and healthcare. Durban International College, again very popular one there. ETEA, Nova Institute of Technology, the Center of Excellence, quite popular for their trade courses in carpentry, painting, and then Advanced Diploma of Civil Construction Design. Skills Australia Institute, Keystone College. Now, obviously, I have not mentioned all the vocational providers here, but then a fair bit the most popular ones. But then when it comes to, the vocational providers, they offer wide variety of courses in Adelaide. You have your nursing, community services, healthcare courses. You have your generic diploma and advanced diploma of leadership management, marketing, or business. You have your trade courses like cookery, automotive, painting, carpentry. Then the two most famous courses these days, like Advanced Diploma of Telecommunication Engineering and Advanced Diploma of Civil Construction. So this is a basic gist of the courses, but then it's not limited to this. Obviously, there's a wide variety of courses available. But then the only thing I would like to point out here is that if you're looking for nursing qualification in Adelaide, it is very competitive and very few seats available. Always make sure that you apply well in advance for that qualification. Most popular courses, I think I've already mentioned that, but still saying so. Nursing, IT, a lot of students, they do a Masters of IT in Adelaide, studying 1 year somewhere else and then moving to Adelaide to study 1 year Masters of IT. Social work, community services, the trade courses, cookery, automotive painting, and also metal fabrication, the telecommunication engineering advanced diploma, and the business management wet courses. So next, going to career pathways. Now, an, an education in Adelaide actually opens the door for you for global career. It's not that you would just be working in Adelaide, but anywhere you could get your job opportunities throughout the world. So be it in Australia, be it in your own country, or be it anywhere in the world. Because you are graduating with a world-class qualification and you have opportunities everywhere. I would just like to pay more attention to the next slide here, which is about the industry strengths in South Australia. So what kind of industries, what kind of projects are flourishing in Adelaide, and what kind of job opportunities are there? So first and foremost is the food and agribusiness. A pristine environment and world-leading scientific research is putting Adelaide at the forefront of food and agribusiness. So any student who is looking to study agriculture, I'll tell you, you have not only have migration opportunities in South Australia, but you do have really good job opportunities because this is one of the flourishing industries in Adelaide. Next is health and medical science. The Adelaide Biomed City links over 600 researchers with industry and education to create the largest health and medical sciences present in the southern hemisphere. Guys, a lot of research is going on in the health and the medical sciences in Adelaide, and a lot of students are moving there to actually explore the health industry in South Australia. A lot of nurses are going there, and not only nurses, I would say a lot of students to study occupational therapy, physiotherapy, and such sort of courses, public health. Such sort of students are also moving to Adelaide too because of this industry flourishing there. And I would say health industry is not only South Australia, it is throughout Australia, rather throughout the world. So if any time you think of starting a course in health industry, I would say now is the time. Resources and energy. The world's second largest copper mine meets the world's largest battery in South Australia at the forefront of resources and energy production in Australia. So guys, another industry which is quite flourishing is the resources as well as the energy. Next, high technology. Thanks to the city of Adelaide and the government of South Australia, Adelaide has the fastest internet in Australia, which is enabling the city to rapidly develop high technology industries of the future. So anybody who's looking to study courses like advanced diploma of telecommunication engineering, so you can have a look, fastest internet in Australia. So definitely there are a lot of job opportunities there. Defense and space industries. So I'm sure we have heard of NASA, but then Adelaide, it has the Australian Space Agency, which is the Australian equivalent of NASA. Billions of dollars are being spent there in defense projects as well as the space industry. So plenty of opportunities there. I mean, both these sectors are one of the the top niche sectors. And so if you are interested, then definitely the Australian Space Agency is there. So, if not NASA, then this is not too bad. Sorry, I missed the last one, which is creative industries. So anybody who's looking to have a career in design, filmmaking, visual effects, such sort of courses, then definitely there is a demand for that in South Australia. So guys, that's it for my presentation here today, where I've spoken about the courses in South Australia and most importantly, the industry strength. So, you don't have to just settle for any job there. You will find the job which you are looking for, a job of your choice. So that is what makes a difference there. Once again, our bumper contest, please don't forget to participate. Thank you. And if you have any questions, please put them in the chat box. We will be taking questions at the end of all the presentations. Thank you. Over to you, Lyndon.
Thank you very much, Saru, and hello everyone, and thank you for joining us today. I'll be giving you a presentation on Torrens University, Australia. So bear with me while I share my screen and I will kick on. Now, can everybody see that okay?
Yes.
Yep, excellent. Okay. Okay, Torrens University, Australia. So what I'm going to talk to you about today is just a little bit about Torrens University overall, and then, just a bit about our Adelaide campus, how we exist in a national footprint perspective, and then the courses that we offer in Adelaide, and a bit more information around entry requirements, scholarships, and everything like that. I'm going to try and keep my presentation to about 15 minutes, something like that. So if I skip over part of an area that you'd like to know more information about, by all means, please put your questions in the chat and I'll make sure I come back and sort of make sure that's clarified for you. So as Saru said, my name's Lyndon Tolhurst. I'm from Torrens University, Australia. I'm based in Melbourne, as is Saru, actually, but we have a campus in Adelaide, and I've spent a lot of time there. Beautiful campus. So, who are we at Torrens University? We have over 300 courses. We are primarily and foremost a higher education provider, or university. We have qualifications at Bachelor, Master, and PhD level. But we do also have some diploma courses depending on the area and that sort of thing. For example, diploma of nursing and that sort of thing. We have a global network of students. Now that comes from both our alumni, but also from students that are part of the group that Torrens University is a part of in the United States of America as well. All of our undergraduate programs have an industry placement component where you actually work throughout your time while you're studying, and you actually get that industry immersive experience. And all of our students have access to a success coach who is essentially, if you want to think of them as a mentor, they're there to ensure that you can succeed in your studies. So that can be to do with your coursework, or it could be succeeding in your studies in the sense of being able to go out and get your dream job. Now, we are a certified B Corporation. Now, a B Corporation is a voluntary sort of licensing that you are awarded based on how you contribute as an organization. So we meet the standards for social environmental performance. So we have a lot of different initiatives underway. We have a lot of different sort of benchmarks that we need to meet as an organization to make sure that we have this. So certified B, the B actually stands for benefit. So we're seen as an organization that is an overall good organization from the environment and from a social perspective as well. International student mix. So we're based in Australia. We have a lot of domestic students, but we also have about 11,000 international students as well from 110 different countries. So the real strength of international students at Torrens University is that they come from a broad range of backgrounds. We are not, dominated by, students from one country of origin. We have students from India and Nepal and Pakistan, but we also have students from Colombia, from Venezuela, from Nigeria, from Sweden, and so on. So our classrooms are very international classrooms. All right, we have just over 19,000 students all up. So it's about 9,000 domestic students and around just under 11,000 international students. We have a very high employment rate. Now I'll explain what we define as employed. So employed in this context means that 9 out of every 10 students, 6 months after they've completed their course, are either working in a career that was related to the course that they completed with us, or is otherwise in a field that they decided to go into. So we don't just say, oh, okay, 6 months after you have a job. We define that as a job that you are wanting to go into or is related to the skill set that you learned. And like I said before, we have all of our undergraduate courses and a number of our postgraduate courses have an industry placement component, and to support that process, we have 3,600 industry contacts. A whole lot of different recognition there. I won't go into all of the detail. I'm on a little bit of a limited time, but if you've got any questions about any of that, I'm more than happy to talk to you about it. But this is just some recognitions of a few of the different courses and faculties that we have at Torrens University. Now, what I will point to in this is I guess, two things. One, we have essentially a national footprint apart from Perth, which I understand you'll be talking about after this. But we do have a campus in Adelaide, and there are benefits for you as a student, as an international student, to be studying your degree in Adelaide, in South Australia. So with the regional allocation, there's, the courses themselves that you're studying, and I'll go on to the next one because I think that's the most relevant. What you'll see there is where our campuses are and where all the courses are. And you'll see business, design and creative technology, health and education are all taught in Adelaide as well. So that's important because there's no issue with, the quality of the education you receive in Adelaide is exactly the same quality of education that you would receive in Melbourne, Sydney or Brisbane. So I just want to highlight that it's the same course, it's the same content, everything is the same. You're just in another location where you get some benefits to study as an international student. All right, and there's just a little snapshot of what our Adelaide campus looks like. So there's a few of our staff members some of them are actually in the international team with me. Now, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to run through very quickly through each of the faculties that we have based out of Adelaide, and I'll focus on a couple of courses, but for the most part, I'm just trying to give you an overview, a sort of a sense of the courses that we have at Torrens University. And like I said at the start, please, if you've got any questions or I sort of go over something or I miss something that you have a question about, please put it in the chat and I will answer that at the end. Okay, now business is probably our largest faculty, and this is the area where we have from an international perspective, the most amount of students enrolled into. Now, there's a few reasons for that. There's a lot of global recognition for our courses, but also we have a diverse range of courses available within business. And not only that, the career outcomes are actually quite long-ranging in that the courses that you study in business aren't typically applied to one particular field. They can be extrapolated and they can be put into a range of different fields. The idea of studying business is that it gives you a basis for understanding how business operates, but not necessarily related to one particular field. Now, I'll go on and I'll clarify that in a future slide. But in business, we have qualifications at both the undergraduate and postgraduate level. Within the undergraduate, we have bachelors of business, and within that, we then have further specializations within entrepreneurship and event management and marketing and sports management. We have a Bachelor of Commerce specializing in accounting, which is CPA accredited, and we have a Bachelor of Business Information Systems. In the postgraduate, we have the Master of Business Administration, a Master of Global Project Management, Professional Accounting, which is CPA accredited as well, and the Master of Business Information Systems, which is a ACS accredited course as well. So those undergraduate programs are 3 years and postgraduate programs are 2 years. Now, this is what I was trying to say before about business degrees. So the point of this slide, I mean, this is just the kind of like random statistics, but what I'm trying to explain here is that, for example, I have a postgraduate qualification in business. I did the MBA with a specialization in project management, and I don't know very much about weddings, but I understand how a business operates. Now, I would then be able to get a job within the wedding industry because I understand how the fundamentals of business work. For example, social media. I don't know, I have some social media accounts that I use very occasionally. I don't really know how that part of it works, but I understand how the business of social media works. And that's the point of doing business. Now, career outcomes. 95% of our business students agreed that their job matched their skills and professional goals. They felt like they were prepared. Now, I mentioned this especially from the undergraduate programs where you get that placement component. 83% were satisfied with their current career journey. And you can see there, after completing their qualifications, 100% of our graduates had a salary increase, which is ultimately, let's be honest, a rewarding career is definitely supplemented by having a salary that can afford you the lifestyle that you want to have. Now, some key selling points or some key considerations with our courses at Torrens. They're very based around industry. We have pathways into future qualifications. If you finish a course with us, you'll get a flat 25% scholarship if you come back and do another course. You are built to learn management and leadership skills from our faculty, who are all our lecturing staff are on boards of organizations and researchers within business. And these are just some career outcomes, which I won't go into, but some ideas of the sorts of careers that you can go into depending on which courses you do. So we'll go through those. Now, I haven't got this for every single course. I've only got this for this one because I just want to show you what our study sequence looks like. So instead of the traditional semester model that a lot of universities have had in the past and still have, we have a trimester model with 3 study periods of 12 weeks each. Now, it's still 8 subjects over the year, but it's 3 shorter study periods. What that means is that the course duration itself is exactly the same, but the academic year is slightly longer, although you still get a few months off over Christmas. But it also means that your workload is less and your out-of-pocket costs per study period are less too. So it breaks up the amount you need to pay over the course of the year. So that's just to give you a bit of a snapshot of what it's like to study at Torrens University. Now, a question that may come up, as it typically does, is it's 3 trimesters. Can I do 4 subjects in trimester 1 and 4 subjects in trimester 2 and have trimester 3 off? You can't do that unless it's the last study period of your course and you're wanting to finish it early. They are compulsory study periods. And if you did 4 and 4, then you would then not be studying from about the middle of August until the end of February, which from an international student is just far too long to not be studying. So all of them are compulsory, although how you structure your subjects is somewhat up to you. Just some insight into studying business. Now, a smaller but very distinguished part of Torrens University is design and creative technology. We have one of the best animation schools in Australia and very internationally recognized courses. What falls under this area, which I think would probably be of most interest to people watching this, is that we have the traditional design courses, which is more around communication design, graphic design, and those more traditional study areas. But the creative technology is where I think you might be more interested. Now we have a Bachelor and Masters of Software Engineering, and we have a Master of IT, and we are very close to launching another exciting Bachelor course within creative technology, which I will talk about in the next couple of weeks, but it's very, very exciting. But you can see the income for a software engineer is very high. And it's just an ever-growing area. I mean, everything that we come into contact with is in technology, and creative technology is within everything that we do every day. The computer we're all sitting on is based around, creative technology. So these are the sorts of traditional areas that you would see, and this is this area is the software engineering. So these are the specializations that you would do. So you did your bachelor or your master in software engineering, you can specialize in artificial intelligence or cloud computing. You can do a master's of creative technology or a master of information technology as well. Now, health is one of our bigger verticals as well, although in Adelaide, there's only really 3 health courses there, but they are very popular. At the undergraduate and diploma level, we have a Diploma of Nursing, a Bachelor of Nursing, which, as Saru mentioned, are actually both full, although we can still waitlist you and spots are opening up. So if you do want to study, especially the Diploma of Nursing with us, our intake starts in about 2 weeks' time. Please submit your application. We'll put you on a waitlist, and there's a good chance that you will actually get the spot. Bachelor of Nursing, less likely. I don't want to get your hopes up if you are wanting to do the Bachelor of Nursing, but we can still waitlist you if you do wish to study with Torrens University. We do have an excellent nursing program. We also have a Bachelor of Applied Social Sciences in Community Services, and we have a Master of Public Health as well. So these are the sorts of areas that we have within health, but again, kind of the public health and community services are the two that are available in Adelaide, and some areas that you can go into from doing those courses. Out of all of them, I would say health is the one that has the most immersive curriculum. They're very, very, very based around getting your hands like physically and literally and figuratively on clients. They really have that hands-on experience that is required to be a health professional. And I mean, I think we can all agree health industry is one that is been in focus, especially in the past 2 years. And if you listen to the news at the moment, you'll understand that they are absolutely crying out for more health professionals in the industry, and community services as well, especially within social support roles. Very, very in demand, and just expected to continue to grow. And again, it's all about industry placement. It's all about pathways into higher degrees, and our students stay. They study. They start with us, and 9 out of 10 international students finish their course with us. Okay, if you think of all of the things that can go wrong, of all of the challenges that an international student can face, 90% of the students who commence with us finish their course, and that's something that we're very proud of. And the health industry is one that you can be assured of finding consistent and rewarding careers within. And so this is the structure of I just kept this one in here so you can see the structure of the undergraduate program. It's the same as the master, but you'll see it's over the 3 years instead. Now, these courses also typically have an embedded diploma, although our international students typically don't do the diploma. There is more benefit to you continuing on to do a bachelor instead. And the Master of Public Health is the other most popular course, I would say, in health, and that's based out of Adelaide as well. So you can see there are different embedded qualifications there too. Now, I can explain this to you, but the best thing that you can do to apply, if you've got any interest in any of the courses that I've mentioned, please talk to the Aussizz team and they'll help you out. They've got our application forms. They'll go through all of the different forms that you need. What I would say is our courses, depending on which course you're doing at an undergraduate or vocational level, they do have different English proficiency requirements. As a very broad rule of thumb, our undergraduate programs have an IELTS equivalent of 6.0, no band less than 5.5, but that really varies, especially within health, where a Diploma of Nursing, for example, is a 7, our Bachelors of Health Science are a 6.5, and so on. So please talk to the Aussizz team and they'll give you some more clarity around that. But generally, if you have an IELTS 6.0, no band less than 5.5, you typically meet the English requirement for our courses. Same for postgraduate level. You just need a bachelor degree that is deemed to be the equivalent as a bachelor in Australia, an IELTS 6.5, no band less than 6. The last sort of real area of main courses is just our higher degrees by research, which are available in Adelaide. So the areas that I've mentioned, broadly speaking, with all the faculties are, business, design, health. They all have areas that you can research, and you can do your MPhil or your PhD. If your English doesn't quite meet, we have EAP as well that you can undertake that will pathway you into the course. Now, also, last thing I want to mention, scholarships. We have a huge range of scholarships depending on what you want to study, where you want to study it, and your academic background. So please speak to your Aussizz team. They know me very well. They'll all reach out to me and they'll make sure that you can get the best scholarship available to you depending on your situation. Now, I think that's just about it. What's the future look like at Torrens University? Well, hopefully with you all in it, but just really driving that sort of education and growing our sort of graduates and alumni community. And that's all.
Thank you, Lyndon, for the wonderful presentation and information about Torrens University. Over to you, Isabel, for our courses in Perth.
Hi everyone, let me share my PPT. Give me a minute. Hi, so today's topic will discuss about the benefit of studying in regional area, life in Perth, Western Australia. So again, as Saru mentioned, the bumper contest, please share a section insight with us in comment and story. Remember to tag Aussizz group using the hashtag Education Summit 2022 or Aussizz group. So you get another contest giveaway alert for our PT IELTS online coaching, 45 visa consultation, one-time PR consultation up to 50% scholarship. So let me start. General benefit choosing regional area. You can obtain additional 5 points for permanent residents, pursue courses that lead to employment and scholarship. Unlikely like metropolitan city like Sydney, Melbourne, or Brisbane, the cost of education and cost of living in regional area are lower. Although we're being called regional areas, these cities are also big and among the best cities to live and study for the international student, such as Perth City. So if you choose to study in Perth, we call regional area, additional year for post-study work visa applicant. After graduate from a regional area, university, and international study, student can get full-time work rights for an additional year on a post-study work visa, where you get an additional 1 year 485 visa. Courses that lead to employment. So make the best use of popular courses that hold relevant to local profession. Many institute and university in regional area offer the course. For instance, you can take up mining engineering in Perth, nursing course, accounting course, and lots of advanced diploma. If we are very popular in community studies course as well as civil engineering. In addition, medical and dental school train overseas students before seeking employment in regional area. So bear in mind that where you are studying medical or dental, so you'll be trained in regional area before you go for an employment. So studying in regional area Perth, where you get the opportunity to study in the smaller class size, the better it helps to learn in regional area Australia University. You earn the best personal tutor from experts frequency. So we have a smaller size of the class compared to the big cities. And as well as affordable living costs. I would say our courses in Perth, you get affordable living, as in you can save more money living in big city, not in the countryside and smaller town where living costs are not too high. So the courses and the living expenses is much more affordable. When it comes to scholarship, so when it comes to scholarship, Destination Australia is the one you should prefer. We have 15,000 scholarship for international students who enroll in different regional area university. It also supports those students who are studying certificate 4 to doctoral level courses. Besides, university offers many scholarship to international students. So for Murdoch University, I'll leave it to Arabella later to give you a guideline. So improvement option, a migration option. For example, if you study in regional area, you will earn extra points in regional area if you are an international student. As well, you can work and settle in Australia. As per the Department of Home Affairs, you will be granted additional 5 points for Australian permanent residential if you live in studying the designated area. So in Perth, I would say we are more relaxed lifestyle, more laid back, not like those crowded city. Regional area in Perth are quite offer a relaxed lifestyle to many people. These areas are not backward, but you can avail both entertainment and healthcare facility. In other way, the pace of life is slow compared to metropolitan city. As well, beside the population size is smaller and make you feel like close-knit environment. Still, you will feel more homey feels as you study, you stay in a regional area. Opportunity to explore islands nature. Spend time visiting the natural wonder of Australia. The country is known for its sandy beaches. We have lots of lovely beach, sunny day, and mountain and reef. You will not find such tourist places attraction in other parts of the world. The good things about the campuses of the regional university is that they are closer to the number of natural wonder. If you're a student, you can access the exotic location with ease. So as I said, we have lots of beaches, catch a wave after work, abundant size and abundant width sign. That's much to see and do in WA. When the two goes down, when the city two calls, the choice is yours. This is one of our popular beaches in Perth, Elephant Rock, Denmark, the basin Rottnest Island. Coastal beaches, Little Beach.
Sorry to interrupt, Isabel. Your screen is not shared.
It's not shared?
Yeah, just now it stopped sharing. Share again, please.
Can you see now?
Yes.
It's sharing it?
Yeah, all good.
Okay, sorry. So where I'm up to, beaches. So let me go through a bit of job for today and tomorrow. With growing pipeline for work in Perth, creating employment opportunity, the infrastructure project line is continue update the project across the state. So forecast to total of 28.9 billion through 2024. In Perth, our economy is strong and resilient, offering secure quality job across our industry today and those for tomorrow. So you will have many job opportunity in Perth. Number of employee businesses in Western Australia. So we have up like about 85,000 of businesses in Western Australia. And we'll go through percent of the total employment per industry in Western Australia. So we are very popular in healthcare and social assistance. So 11.8% were doing like nurses, community, social works. We are also well known in constructions, retail trade, professional, scientific and technical services, education and training, accommodation and food services, as well as mining, manufacturing, and etc. So we can see the percentage alive in Perth, the employment per industry. Employment status of graduate with bachelor degree in Western Australia. So you have many opportunity to work in Western Australia. So our full-time employment percentage is sitting at 66%. So working part-time or casual is 22%. And median and mean employment income in Western Australia versus other state. So we have a chart here saying that Western Australia, you are earning a medium range of employee income in Australia, no matter what job you're working in Australia. So if you're good to build something, but it's more to live than work, with beautiful beaches in Western Australia, enjoy one of the best lifestyle in the world. Plus, Perth have more days of sunshine than any other city in Australia. So we have more sunny days. Sometimes goes up to 40 degrees. And the university in Perth, we have Murdoch University, Curtin, Notre Dame, and top world ranking, the University of Western Australia, as well as ECU. So they offer undergraduate and postgraduate courses. And we also have student accommodation in WA. So this is one of the campus in Perth, Campus Perth. The student housing company. So that's for my presentation today. And then don't forget to join the bumper contest later on in the comment. So I will share a testimonial video as well now. Just give me a minute. Yeah.
Hello everyone, my name is Phum and I'm currently a Murdoch student. My course is Bachelor of Agriculture, majoring in crop and pasture. I've known the 𝐬𝐨𝐧 group through social media, and Wendy is my agent. She's a very friendly and helpful agent who guides me through all the steps of how to apply for a student visa. My visa process was very fast and I received it within 2 weeks. About Murdoch University, I think this is a very huge university, and to be honest, I was lost on my first orientation day. The staff and the Murdoch volunteers are welcoming and very supportive for those who are experiencing their first year at the uni. For the unit selection, I think this is quite simple. All the steps can be done easily on the Murdoch application once you download it on your phone. And you can also manage your class timetable so you won't miss any of your classes. To finishing off my video, I would like to thank you, the 𝐬𝐨𝐧 group, and Wendy in particular for helping me to have an opportunity to fulfill my knowledge at Murdoch University. My dream career is now getting closer in my hand, and I highly recommend everyone to choose the 𝐬𝐨𝐧 group as they are one of the trusted agents in Australia. Thank you for your time. See you in Murdoch.
So I'll pass this on to Arabella from Murdoch University to speak more about the courses and the scholarship.
Thank you, Isabel. That's a great video to start my presentation about Murdoch. That's a lovely students. I haven't had a chance to meet the students yet, but I guess to looking at the clock, I don't have much time left, but I think that video is a great example, talk about the student experience. So today I'm actually just going to be quickly wrap up. I hope everyone still have a patient bear with us to lay some more detail about Murdoch University and also the scholarship. So I'm going to share my screen right now. Just give me a second. Here we go. Are you okay to see that?
Yes, we can see Arabella.
All right. So I guess Isabel has actually shared a lot of information about, Perth as a regional areas. I don't cover all of those information. So I purely focus on Murdoch University, what are the courses we offer to our students. I will basically not to go through one by one. Clearly there's not enough time. So I'm actually prepared to cover the range of courses, also highlighting, quite a few courses, including bachelor or master courses, which is very popular among the international students. But before let me go. Is my screen free?
Yes.
Sorry.
But going to the next page.
This is not a good timing to do that. Let me see. I don't know what happened. Let me try again. Oh, okay. It works now, right? Yeah. Okay. So first of all, I want to share with all of our lovely picture from actually campus, from our lovely students to share their happy life at university. So this is Murdoch University. As the student just described before, we are one of the largest Australian campus. So the students come, most of the time they can get lost from the beginning. It's because we have lots of actually health-related clinic on campus. Also, one of the best well-known courses, I guess most of the international students know, is about veterinary science. So we have a farm around the campus too. As you can imagine, that's why the campus is really big. So let me move this. Oh, what happened? It stopped sharing again. Sorry. Let me go back. Okay. But can you guys see the wording? Because I see the screen actually block my wording.
Yeah, we can see.
Okay. Just to save time, so introduce a little bit of our academic background. Murdoch University we established in 1975 as a Perth's second university. So we are a public university, and at the moment, in Perth campus is actually our main campus. We have over 13,500 students from 100 countries. So we are one of the very diverse universities in Australia. So we have students coming from all over the world. So that's actually the most enjoyed part of coming to Murdoch or coming to Australia, which you can meet not only the local students, but also you can meet a lot of friends from all over the world. And also, speaking of the courses, we have over 200 qualified undergraduate and graduate courses available as well. I don't know what's happening with my presentation. Oh, okay, it works. So that slide is very clearly just break it down about our students' percentage. I guess the reason we share that is, as I used to be international students myself, as well as we all know we're coming to Australia, not only to want to know the culture, meet the local friends, but of course, a part of academic study, also you want to have that English environment as well. As you can see, Murdoch actually, not only we have a lot of international students coming from different countries, but also overall, we have actually more 60% of domestic students around the campus, which means, you will really know the Australian study culture and, the local culture as well. So that brings the students a really close experience about how Australians study and lifestyle and things like that. And speaking of Murdoch, as you see, we actually have 2 overseas campuses as well. So we have one campus in Singapore, one campus in Dubai. So that's actually taking 24% of the international offshore. Also, we have 16% of international students onshore here in Perth with us. And the next, obviously, I think the most students want to know is about the ranking. So Murdoch, we are, as I mentioned, we are established in 1975. So until 2025, we actually will be reaching our 50 years of anniversary. But until then, we're still kind of like very young-ish university. Actually within that category for ranking, we are ranking top 70s around the world, which is the university under 50 years of age. So that's a very significant achievement about that. And also we break down to a range of different rankings just to share with all of you guys. I guess the main kind of not only about the ranking for university, but also for students, you want to know about your employment, of course, because obviously when you come to study and you are thinking of once you graduate, what's your employment look like? And, as Isabel mentioned about Perth as a regional area, we do have a lot of opportunities in here for employment, a lot of international company, and same at Murdoch University. With all of our courses, including bachelor or even master degrees, we all have internship included into your degree. So which is very important for students to know that when you study at university, we already start prepare yourself to, aside from your academic study, we also introduce a placement. So that help you to kind of transition to the period when you literally graduate, the opportunity you can quickly grab it from the market. Also, of course, that's the way of to build your portfolio in your resume. So that make our students are very competitive. As you see here, we are actually #1 in Australia for university employment outcome. That was coming from 2018 graduate outcome survey. And then the other part of the information, I guess, Murdoch are really particular focus on is for our international students on campus experience. So that actually reflects to all of this. We are having 5 stars. Yeah, all of the below areas you can see, for example, the learner engagement, which as a new international students, is very important for you to come to the campus. You feel like really welcome, and we have lots of staff well trained to help you guys to understand, you know, you're totally coming from different country, different culture. We're here to help you. We have different programs to welcome a new students come on board. Also about most importantly, the teaching qualities, you know, that's very important for you guys to know as well. We do very focus on that. And the other advantage of actually studying at Murdoch University, we actually have all smaller classes. So it doesn't matter what courses you study, business, IT, or science, all of our classes are relatively small. So that among 20 to 30 students. So which means you do have a lot of interactions with your lecturers or professors. We have one of the high students and lecturer ratio. So that's actually a way of we want to engage with our students. Also, with all of our professors, we have open door policies. So the students around the campus, when you finish your class, if you have any questions, you don't need to make an appointment. You just pop into the lecturers or professor's office, have a chat with them, so you can ask any questions. So they love to see our students to pop in to ask questions and discuss about, you know, help them to go through their progress. So now I'm actually going through what courses Murdoch University provides. So this is actually a snapshot about the majors and courses, the areas we covered. So as you can see, that's pretty much covers business as the most popular from international students, science, technology, creative arts, communication, engineering, of course, and we have health and teaching, so social and cultural studies. So clearly today I'm not going to cover all the courses we offer at Murdoch University, but as I mentioned here, like Aussizz is one of our key agents. They're providing a very professional service. So if you do have very detailed information about particular course, just go and consult with Aussizz. They will able to help you. So now I'm actually going through highlighting of the courses, so which I picked. A couple of the courses is actually most popular among the international students. So for example, Bachelor of IT. So that's actually very popular. I'm not going to go reading through all the wording, so I'm actually sharing with you guys can go through. But what I want to highlight for Bachelor of IT is we do offer a lot of different majors, which you can see I highlighting here. And one of the new major we offer last year things is actually artificial intelligence. So this is actually a very popular course majors. As we all know, this is high demand. But also the other highlight of this course is we can allow the students to do double major. So that means if you say, look, I'm interested about artificial intelligence, but also I'm interested about business information system, yes, you can do it. So you do double majors, you're still able to finish within 3 years. So this is how Murdoch design our courses. So we actually, in a way, to design, making sure when the students have demand of double majors, you still finish within the same for single major. So which means when the student graduate, you have a broader knowledge, you have more field, you know, you can apply job for, and also we apply the placement into the courses as well. So the second course I'll be highly recommend as well. So as we all know, the health and medical industry is being very high demanded with either in the future or, you know, in the research area. So Murdoch, we actually have this accredited course by AIM. So which is the Bachelor of Laboratory Medicine. So this is the 4-year course. And as you see, this will be really taking the students to the next level. So since we've been introduced this bachelor degree last year, so we actually have laboratory medicine as a major before, but then since last year we put it as an extra degree. So it's been a very high demand from international students. They love to study. So that means you will involve about biomedical science, as you see that. So which is a lot of very interesting area if you are the students that are looking at health and medical area. So this will be a perfect course for you. And the last one I want to introduce in here, obviously, is the most popular. I think Adelaide mentioned that as well, is nursing. So it's a high demand in Australia, which we do have a lot of students, especially international students, want to study. And Murdoch, we offer 3 years Bachelor of Nursing. So I highlight particular the IELTS requirement. It is slightly different. Let's say if you go through Bachelor of IT or Business or Laboratory Medicine, I didn't highlight, so that it means the English requirement only IELTS for 6, no band below 6. For nursing is slightly higher just because of the professional association requirement, because after you complete that course, you can be a registered nurse. So for this course, I do want to particularly mention, which you can see, I highlight, we can accept students which graduate diploma of nursing in Australia, and that we can give a 1-year advanced standing. So which means when you're coming to Murdoch, you can start from 2nd year. But sadly, for this particular kind of advanced standing arrangement with diploma of nursing, all the places are full this year for Murdoch. So we can only we still have a place available for Bachelor of Nursing, which means you start from the year 1. So we have a places available. So I address in here as well, at the moment for our Bachelor of Nursing, it's not available online. So it's only face-to-face teaching. And this is actually the last bachelor degree I want to include in the highlight as well. It's actually double bachelor degree. It's about 4 years. So it's actually agriculture science and Bachelor of Business. So this is actually, as perhaps most of the students you guys know at Murdoch, because I mentioned earlier, we are quite well known in veterinary science. So a lot of in the agriculture area, like the student's testimony shared before, and she studied agriculture as well. So we actually designed this double degree to basically helping students in the future, they can combine within the business concept as well. So the highlight in this course, as you see, there is 8 weeks of industry placement. So particular, so that's what we want our students to go experience. That will help you to actually step further for your career path. So I will quickly run through our master degree. So bear with me, not long to go. So just to introduce, so Murdoch introduced the master degree in business area, which I did highlight what are the courses for a trimester mode since last year. So basically means there is a flexibility around. So as you can see, we actually address the fastest study mode you can do. You can complete a degree within 16 months. So it's a trimester based. So that means you have a flexibility for intro to the course 3 times a year, but also you do have a flexibility of choosing how long you want to complete. But of course, the whole master degree is valid for, the whole course designed for 2 years. So good thing about that is, again, even the students wants to fast track their master degree within 16 months, but the course still will be eligible to apply for post-study work right, which Isabel's mentioned before, that give you 3 years full work right to find a job here in Perth, which is really valid. So the course can apply for that trimester base, as addressing here, maybe I should just say loud, is MBA Global, MPA Advanced, or Master of HR Management. And the last one is the Master of Health Administration Policy and Leadership. And as you see, I particularly take out, because all of the other kind of business courses, I'm pretty sure all of you guys are quite familiar with. And for this particular Master of Health Administration Policy and Leadership, I want to pull out, it is kind of quite unique-ish courses available at Murdoch. It does have accreditations, and the particular reason I want to pull it out is because, again, they have a unit which is called Capstone Experience. So that's actually what I mean by a placement. So the internship the students can literally have, which maybe later on we actually have a students recently graduated from the program get a job right away, just because the students actually did a placement in one of the organization here in Perth. They just like her for her ability and knowledge, and she get a job right away. So I think that's a great example, a great story to share. As you can see, it is a real international students. That's what their study journey, that's what they went after they graduate from the program. Okay, so that's the second part about scholarship. So we, at the moment at Murdoch, we have a slightly two different kind of scholarship available to all international students. So first one I want to introduce is about 20% scholarship. It doesn't matter you are here in Australia or you are offshore any countries, but this is applied to when you're coming to campus to study. So, but just I need to put a note on that particular, not including veterinary science, if any students interested about that. So, so that 20% covers all business, IT, science, health, all of the courses you will be eligible to apply for 20%. And that the second scholarship I want to introduce, perhaps all of you guys know at the moment, because of the COVID-19, some students with the border, whether they can come or they can't come, the policy is changing pretty much every day. So we understand that. So Murdoch is offering actually 40% of scholarship towards your online course. So which means if you're enrolling with us right now and you are for the border open policies, you cannot literally travel to Perth right now, but don't worry, you still can study with us online. So we offer you a 40% of scholarship. Just to highlight on the online course, I guess some of the students might have a question, oh, so if it's online course, that it means it's different with face-to-face. Actually, no. So what you study, the material or interactions or assignment will be exactly same with the students coming on campus. So that's actually online course basically means the difference of delivery mode, but actual content will be exactly the same. So we do encourage our international students coming experience our amazing online course study, so that you will feel literally that you have lots of help online as well. Don't be hesitate, feel like you are alone. Online study is not about you just go and read yourself. So, okay. Oh, pass over a bit of time. Good. Yeah, but the rest is all about, we have on-campus accommodation, if you're just wondering, because we have a large campus. So this is highlight the facility we have. If you are interested, please contact Aussizz, so they will help you to arrange to submit application to live on campus. That is actually amazing experience. So all of these pictures are the real picture from Murdoch Village. So you have swimming pool, apartment, experience to share. Okay, so that's the end of my presentation. I hope it's not too much wrap up because of the rush. Let me stop.
Thank you, Arabella.
No worries at all.
Thank you for sharing that information, Arabella. We do have a few questions from the students, but just before that, I would just like to share one of the video testimonials from our student who is studying with Torrens University, Adelaide campus. And after that, we'll be just taking few questions. I know we are already running out of time, so I'll be quick. I'll just share my screen.
Alrighty. So let's start with an introduction.
Just give me a moment. I think my screen is frozen.
Alrighty. So let's start with introduction about yourself.
So hi, I'm Natasha Shah. I'm from India, and I've completed my master's in accounting, professional accounting advanced from Torrance University.
That's great news, Natasha. Why did you want to do this course? Can you actually explain your, reasoning behind it?
So since the very beginning, I wanted to pursue something in business, and accounting and finance is like one of the most like asked field, you can say that. And in I was actually looking for different courses at that time, but I saw an opportunity. Like there are literally so many opportunities in accounting in here in Australia in different companies, and there are always jobs. They're always looking for people. So I thought, why not? I should give it a go. And I was always good in accounting. I was good in maths, so I thought I'll do this one.
That's amazing. What university did you choose, and what was it that made you choose this university? Like, what was it that was drawing you towards the university?
I chose Torrance University. First of all, I decided to do it in Melbourne. Then I decided to move to Adelaide. They have campuses at everywhere, literally in every major city. They have their campuses. I decided to go with Torrance University because they do provide very diverse courses, and they had the one I wanted to do. They had all the subjects I wanted to do. They have very excellent faculty in there, and the class sizes are also very small. So actually, the faculty can actually give attention to each and every students. You have an option of doing it face to face or online. That's why these are the things, little things I really liked about these universities. And of course, when we talk about fees, it's comparatively very, like you can say, very cheaper than other universities, and it provides the same value with same standards. So why not?
That's really great to hear about, having had such a great experience. Tell us a little bit about when you first enrolled and, what did you go through? What was your first experience at Torrance like?
So when I first enrolled, we had this open day at university where all the students from different areas were invited to like just come to the university, see how things work, meet other students, and of course the faculties. So we went there, we met everyone. They had this little bit of seminar about how things work in our like in different courses in the Torrance University. So they basically just gave us all the information which we needed to know about how the stuff work, if we need to change anything or how can they help us. And there is a very sweet thing about Torrance University. I would like to say that there's this student representative committee. They all came in and they asked if anyone wanted to join, anyone, if they don't have any friends here, they want to meet different people, they can join. And I, at the very first day, I went there and I joined their committee. So it was amazing. We did all kind of these like festivals and little events in the university for the students. And yeah, I got to do that. It was good.
That is amazing to hear, Natasha. I'm guessing, you met a lot of great people when you first entered, and you've made lasting friendships and relationships. That's amazing.
Yes.
What about student support on campus? How are your trainers, lecturers, and other infrastructure and facilities?
Oh, they were really supportive. They're really good because they have really not a very big class. I've seen universities where there are like 65, 70 people in one class, and none of the lecturers actually know the students. While here we only had like 25 people to 30 people in a class. So my lecturer personally knew me. If you ask her who is Natasha Shah, she would tell you that this girl is Natasha Shah. I had a personal connection with her, and yeah, we she was really great, very helping. If I had any problems, I could email her anytime. She would respond as soon as possible. Even the staff, the student support people were really good. Like I would go to them, tell my problems. They're really friendly, nice people. I really like Torrance University. I would recommend it to everyone who's coming to Australia, literally.
That's amazing. That's so good to hear. What about your experience with Aussizz Group? How did our consultants actually help you achieve your goals and seek the admission into the university that you wanted?
So Aussie's like the Karan, he was the staff who were there when I went there, Karan Singh, and he actually suggested that I should go to Torrance University. I had no idea about this university. Then I did my research about this, and then he was really supportive. Within a week, I got my offer letter. We did all the documentations, everything. If I was missing anything, he would personally text me or email me that, Natasha, can you please just send me this quickly so I can process it? And he was very, efficient in his own ways. We were actually 4 or 5 people going to this university together. And yeah, he helped us a lot. Yeah, really appreciate it.
That's great to hear that, we at Aussizz Group were able to help you with the smooth transition into Torrance University.
Yeah.
Now, apart from your, good experiences, what are some of the challenges that you faced and that you want your fellow students to be prepared about? In general, any sort of word of advice that you have for the students who are applying into the same university or the same course?
I would say that keep an open mind because you will definitely meet like a lot of different diverse people from diverse backgrounds. So when you go somewhere and you have to keep an open mind that they are definitely everyone's nice people, but everyone's different. They have different things. So just keep an open mind for them. And then also that Torrance University, don't take it easy. If you have nice lecturers, that doesn't mean that they're very easygoing. You have to study, definitely. And yeah, if you study hard, they will appreciate it and they'll give you great grades. But yeah, that's one thing. It's not easy.
I think that can be said about most things in life. But thank you so much for sharing your experiences with us and the fellow students who are going to be coming into Australia and starting
Yes.
their journey. So maybe these words of advice will definitely be useful for them. So
Yes.
thank you so much for joining us today. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye
You
bye.
too. See ya.
Alrighty, that brings us to the end of our session this afternoon. Thank you so much to our panelists who have joined us, and thank you to our audience who has stayed along with us, even though our sessions have, exceeded the time limit. Um, I'd like to request all of you to drop a review, give us some feedback on how the sessions have been, and if you attended some other sessions throughout the Education Summit. Do let us know what you enjoyed and what you'd like to see in the future as well. We'd love to hear from you. And we have some more exciting sessions lined up for our last day of the summit tomorrow. It's an amazing student support day. So if you are potential students who are looking to come on shore and you don't know where to begin your journey, education or migration is just like the step one, but getting settled in a new place is also a whole process in itself. It can be very overwhelming, and we have an entire day of sessions just dedicated towards that. So don't miss out on that tomorrow. We start at 12 and it's the final day, and then you have to wait another 6 months before we do another one of these summit like sessions. So make sure to tune in tomorrow and leave your feedback for us today, and we'll see you then. Thank you, everyone.